Hold on to your seats. The Roy family is back and they're more divided than ever. It's time for power struggles, family drama, and more in the Season 4 premiere of Succession. But what does it all mean? Let's dive into the episode and break it all down. At Streaming Addicts, we're passionate about all things entertainment. Whether you're looking for reviews, analysis, or just some good old-fashioned recommendations, we've got you covered. From the latest blockbusters to hidden gems you might have missed, we're always on the lookout for the best content to bring to our viewers. And with new shows and movies dropping all the time, there's never a shortage of things to talk about. So, if you're a true streaming addict, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell to stay up to date with all our latest videos. In today's video, we're going to talk about Succession, Season 4, Episode 1, and explain the ending. So, if you haven't seen the episode yet, be warned, this video will contain spoilers. Alright, let's get into it. Here's Succession, Season 4, Episode 1, Ending Explained.
After all this, no. And also he's disillusioned.
The premiere episode of Succession Season 4 sets the tone for what promises to be a thrilling season. The Roy family, known for their cutthroat tactics, is facing a new kind of division that goes beyond their usual power struggles. The episode's title, The Monsters, is a nod to a 60s sitcom that features a family of monsters, likely hinting at the Roy family's own monstrous nature. As the episode unfolds, viewers are drawn into a web of family drama, power plays, and betrayals. The siblings, who are often at odds with one another, band together to take on their father in a battle for control over the company. The episode explores the lengths to which the characters are willing to go to gain power and the consequences that come with it. Overall, The Monsters sets up what looks to be an intense and gripping season full of twists and turns. The Roy family's quest for power and influence will undoubtedly lead to more drama and intrigue, and fans are eagerly waiting to see what's next in store for this complex and dysfunctional family. The premiere focuses on Logan's birthday, which serves as a catalyst for the unfolding drama. Despite being a man who seemingly doesn't care and often comes across as cold, it's clear that the rift between Logan and his 3 children is weighing heavily on him. As he stands on the brink of closing a deal to acquire a rival company, even this victory isn't enough to bring him happiness. Instead, it only highlights the emptiness he feels in both his personal and professional life. Kendall, Shiv, and Roman, who have always been at odds with each other and their father, surprisingly come together in this episode. United by their shared desire for power, they concoct a plan to outbid their father and acquire Pierce's company themselves. This alliance, however tenuous, is refreshing to see, but it begs the question of whether their newfound camaraderie will last through the season. The Roy siblings' decision to go after Pierce's company is not without its own set of risks and complications. Initially, it looks like they have the upper hand, with a bid that even Roman is wary of. However, Kendall's cunning and persuasive abilities come into play when he manages to convince Nan, the CEO of Pierce's company, that their father's intentions are anything but honorable. Kendall points out that their father only wants to ruin the company and run it into the ground, effectively tarnishing its legacy. It's a conversation-ending bid of a whopping $10 billion that seals the deal, and for the first time in the episode, we see the Roy siblings smile. However, the aftermath of this move is sure to have consequences that will reverberate throughout the rest of the season. For one, it's going to make Logan even more determined to bring his children back into line and prove his dominance over them. And with the Waystar and Gojo mergers still on the horizon, the stakes are higher than ever before. Meanwhile, the Roy sibling dynamic is just as complex as ever. Although they are initially getting along, it's clear that their relationships are built on a foundation of mutual distrust and self-interest. Even as they work together to take down their father, there are still underlying tensions and resentments bubbling beneath the surface. As for Connor, he's still holding on to his delusional presidential ambitions despite his approval ratings being dangerously low. He's willing to sacrifice his fiance's dream wedding to boost his public image and secure more power for himself. And in the midst of it all, Tom and Greg's relationship continues to provide some much-needed comic relief amidst the high-stakes drama. As we dive deeper into the character arcs, we witness Logan struggling with the weight of his decisions and the looming prospect of facing his maker. Despite his cold and uncaring demeanor, it's clear that his rift with his children is weighing heavily on his mind. Even as he's on the brink of closing a major deal, he cannot find true happiness. His chance to gut a longtime rival company and control another arm of the media falls through, leaving him with a void that even money and power cannot fill. Meanwhile, Kendall, Shiv, and Roman unite to make a move for Pierce's company, using the merger of Waystar and Gojo to their advantage. As they successfully outbid their father, we see the trio smiling for the first time in the episode. However, the victory is short-lived as we see Shiv struggling with the idea of someone winning over her, despite the apparent success. The eldest Roy sibling, Connor, is still fixated on becoming the president and is willing to use his upcoming wedding to gain approval ratings. This highlights how much power means to the Roy family, even at the cost of sacrificing their personal lives. Lastly, the dynamic between Greg and Tom is one that always keeps us entertained. With Tom using his authority to manipulate Greg, the relationship seems to be in a constant state of imbalance. It remains to be seen how this dynamic will play out over the course of the season. And let's not forget about Connor Roy and his far-fetched presidential ambitions. As we saw in this episode, he's still struggling to gain public approval, with his approval ratings on the verge of dropping below 1%. Despite this, he's willing to use his upcoming wedding to plaster himself all over the media in hopes of gaining support. It's a clear indication of just how important power is to the Roy family, even if it means sacrificing personal happiness. And then there's a dynamic between Greg and Tom, which is always entertaining to watch. In this episode, Tom uses his authority to manipulate Greg into confessing to rumors and gossip, even though there's no real evidence. It's clear that Tom is feeling vulnerable after his relationship with Shiv came to a close, and he wants to take out his frustrations on someone else. Overall, this episode of Succession was a thrilling and explosive premiere that set up the division within the Roy family, their ongoing power struggles, and the masking of issues that they're all doing. The underlying humor embedded within the show and the mockumentary style of filming made for an engaging and enjoyable viewing experience. Succession Season 4 has set the stage for an intense battle of wills as the Roy family continues to fight over Waystar Royco. With each episode, we can expect to see more tension and conflict as the family members jockey for position and try to outmaneuver each other. Kendall, Shiv, and Roman will likely face numerous obstacles as they attempt to acquire Pierce's company and expand their influence. Meanwhile, Logan is sure to fight back with all the resources at his disposal, and the family's internal conflicts will only complicate matters further. Connor's presidential ambitions may seem like a side plot, but they have the potential to disrupt the entire family dynamic. And the ongoing power struggle between Tom and Greg is a wild card that could lead to unexpected consequences. But beyond the cutthroat world of corporate politics, Succession is also a show about family and the complex, dysfunctional relationships that define the Roy clan. As we watch the characters scheme and plot against each other, we're also given glimpses of their vulnerabilities and humanity, making it impossible not to become emotionally invested in their stories. So, buckle up, Succession fans, the ride is just getting started. With a talented cast, sharp writing, and a seemingly endless supply of twists and turns, this season promises to be one of the most thrilling yet. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to Streaming Addicts for more endings explained, theories, predictions, and character breakdowns. And if you have a show or movie you'd like us to review, head over to our YouTube at Streaming Addicts and let us know what you'd like us to cover next. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.
This way, but I do.
You're a good guy.